Also, Fox's alert on our top story, the Biden administration failing to stop OPEC from slashing oil production. The move is poised to drive gas prices even higher. Let's bring in Maria Bartiromo. Let's just show you the average gas price is $3.86 a gallon, and when Biden took office, it was $2.39. And what do you think will happen next?
Well, look, I think supply and demand tells you that simple economics is going to push prices higher. And I think what's really interesting about this is they were not expecting this. They were not expecting that the OPEC group would actually say, yeah, we're going to cut back 2 million a day. It's 3 months after the president went to Saudi Arabia to try to convince the Saudis not to cut back on output. But look, these OPEC members want to see oil prices higher. And unfortunately, this administration is talking about doing business with killers as opposed to doing business with drillers. OK, yeah. We have the capacity to have our own production in this country, but this climate change agenda is priority one. And so they're going to do business with the killers instead of the drillers. And that's what we learned this morning again on the Venezuela story.
They have made enemies, the Biden administration, out of our petroleum industry. So the fewest number of leases have been approved under Biden since at least, for his time in office, since at least World War II. And adding insult to more injury, that apparently the Biden officials not only were lobbying Saudi Arabia, but also Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates. And then after that, Saudi Arabia came out, or OPEC Plus, and said, we're not cutting 1 million, we're cutting 2 million barrels a day.
Exactly. And then the fact that they came out right after that and said, oh, we're going to release more oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve tells you that they were blindsided. We're talking about the lowest amount of oil in the Strategic Petroleum Reserve since 1984, lowest in 38 years at 450 million barrels. This is supposed to be a reserve for crises and emergencies. I have no idea why he continues releasing this oil and sending it to places like China.
The oil industry, it's a global market, right? So the question I have would be, one, why not just let Americans drill for their own oil? But the administration is constantly saying, we heard it yesterday from John Kirby and again from President Biden today, or yesterday, that the oil industry is just not using the leases that they already have. So until they do that, they're not going to approve anymore. What's the rub there? What's the truth?
Dana, I'm really glad you brought this up because this is a real rub there. And there are a lot of things that are not being said when they say that. The fact is the bureaucracy around oil companies and their plans to move forward, drill, have new projects is so thick, that bureaucracy, it makes it impossible, nearly impossible for these oil companies to actually commit to a project long term and keep it up. Look what's going on right now with the banks. The Biden administration is trying to force the banks or encourage the banks to stop lending to the fossil fuel industry. Just 2 weeks ago, Rashida Tlaib questioned Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, and said, will you commit to not funding oil companies? He said, absolutely not, because that would be the road to hell for America. So the bottom line is it's not just about the leases. It's about all of the rules, the regulations, the bureaucracy that this administration has put in place to stop, lessen, and kill the fossil fuel industry.
A lot of analysts are saying that all the Biden administration would need to do is make friends and make nice with the energy sector in the United States and say, we will do everything that it takes and everything in our power to make sure that we kind of are prosperous here in the United States, produce as much fossil fuel as we possibly can, and regain our power on the world stage, and they just simply will not do that. In fact, Brian Deese, and he was part of a statement that came out on Wednesday. Just a few months ago, he said, our goal is still to cut fossil fuels to zero.
Yeah.
To zero.
Well, this is an ideology. I mean, this is the ideology of this administration and the Democrats, and they're going to continue pushing it forward. I mean, you know, they want their clean energy program in place, and unfortunately, that green climate change agenda puts all the business to China because the production of things like batteries and things associated with these electric vehicles are made in China.
Right. So for just people here at home, gas prices were already going up. This was even before the hurricane. Now you have this. What could we be looking at in the next 4.5 weeks before the midterm elections?
Well, I think
the gas
that,
prices.
You know, when you continue releasing oil from the strategic reserve, that is a specific move to keep gasoline prices in check ahead of the midterm election. So it's all timed for that. But longer term, you know, in the winter months when the weather gets colder, heating oil will go higher. That's going to be a pressure for Americans. Gasoline prices are still elevated. They're off of the highs because of this petroleum reserve, partly. But this is supply and demand. And when you don't have adequate supply, prices will go higher, and demand is there. So I think that until we actually see a structural change in this administration's agenda, you're going to see elevated prices.
This is a blow to the Biden administration intentionally from OPEC Plus, but it's also a handout to Vladimir Putin. That with Putin, Putin needs high prices in order to continue to wage this war against Ukraine. And Javier Blas, who writes for Bloomberg, wrote this. He said, economically, it keeps inflation elevated, but politically, it's a boost for Putin by channeling more money to the Kremlin and also signaling that Saudi Arabia is in Russia's camp. And others in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia will follow suit and cozy up to Russia.
Yeah. And then he's pushed them into the arms of Russia and China.
Well, it's interesting because on the one hand, you know, the OPEC cut is being seen as bad by the administration. But on the other hand, the OPEC cut is cutting production, which is what they want. Right? They don't want the production of oil because of the greenhouse gases and because of their climate agenda. And yet, wait, when OPEC does it, oh, no, that's bad because it's affecting gasoline prices. Right.
Loved having you on set with us, Maria. Thank you. And especially on the day that Dagan's here. I love having Fox Business here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.